welcome back, you wonderful people. I have saved the best for last, or second, whatever. Today I am sharing my top 10 best movies of 2018. Are these everyone's best? No. Are these all popular films? Nope. Just little old me enjoying some movies. To make it in my top 10, it has to be a film I gave a rating of 5 out of 5 to. It just makes things a lot easier for me. Not much more to say, so I may as well jump right in. At number 10, we start with Hereditary. This one was a hard choice and I debated over this for a while, and it actually is breaking my own rule. I never did a review for Hereditary. It for me is one of those movies that cannot be reviewed. It cannot be broken down into this is what's good and this is what's bad. Instead, I did an analysis of it because there was in fact so much to analyze and discuss and look into and break down. Now, I did not necessarily enjoy this film. It's not something I would watch again. However, it is an absolutely incredibly made piece of cinema. The construction, not only into the way it's filmed, but even the script continues to blow my mind, and the performances were outstanding. While I may not have loved it, and the other films on this list I did love, I feel like this is a film where I can put it next to the others and go, hey, I may not enjoy it that much, but it was more brilliant than you guys as a body of work. It's very complicated. Still wouldn't watch it again, but very rarely do I come across a film that encourages so much discussion in me or leaves me with so much to think about and take in, and it had more than a few scenes that have stayed with me. So putting personal taste aside, I have to acknowledge what a remarkable piece of cinema this is and what it has done and what it means for the horror genre, and for that reason it deserves to be on my top 10 best movies of 2018 list. Number 9, Finding Your Feet. This had a great set of actors, great pacing, the editing was on point. I was loving the music choices. They fit and work so well with the tone and the scenes themselves and even the characters, and I knew quite a few of them too, so that was even more enjoyable. I honestly don't have any negatives about this movie. I loved it from start to finish. Watching this was an absolute delight, reminding me good movies do exist. I love when I come across a film that is light and fun that I can just settle into and enjoy and not have to overthink things. It's rare when that happens, but it is truly wonderful when it does. Number 8, Barbecue. Or is it The Barbecue? Whichever. I know for a lot of people this won't be considered a great or even good movie, but for me it's perfect because it depicts the Australia I grew up in and still live in. For me it's real and honest and beautiful, and even the barbecue competition, the entire setting for it reminded me of going to the Royal Melbourne Show every September and seeing all their various competitions. It showed real Australian life and did so by being light and fun. It was an easy movie to sit back and watch that just makes you feel good and happy, and it's been a while since an Aussie film did that. This movie made me smile and cheer, and no, there was no bigger cheer than when Dazza says, I left some prawns on the barbie for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for educating anyone outside our country that we do not say shrimps on the barbie. They are prawns. Number 7, Hotel Transylvania 3. Super entertaining, loved the animations, loved all the voice actors, and I especially loved the story. There were so many different parts to it, learning that your future is what you make it and not what is planned for you, that you can learn to love again even if you're a widow. It doesn't mean you have to be alone forever. Your family is important, but so is your own happiness, and learning once again we shouldn't judge people without getting to know them. Also, thoroughly enjoyed some Gangnam Style and defeating a monster with the Macarena. Couldn't love this more if I tried. So glad we got a third film, enjoyed it just as much as the others. Number 6, Ladies in Black. Oh my god, I just realized I have 2 Aussie films in my top 10 best, and I had 2 in my top 10 best last year. This is weird. Is it possible Australian movies are improving and I like them now? Freaky. Anyway, it's funny how a film not trying to be empowering or trying to teach people anything or send a message can manage to do all those things. At least it did for me. This film was positively delightful and I loved everything about it. I smiled, I chuckled, I felt transported, enlightened and empowered, and I walked away not only appreciating this film and how it was made and written, but appreciating my life more, which is something I don't do. The level of detail in the sets and the costumes, everything that was done to take us back to 1959 was stunning and incredible. I love movies that teach us things, and I love it even more when they do that without ever hitting people over the head with it. All you need is good storytelling and nothing more. Stories have been doing this for years, and it seems we tend to forget the power of good storytelling. We force things. We force humor and narratives and politics, and we think we're being clever, but we're being arrogant and depriving the audience of an enriching experience. Number 5, Love, Simon. Love, Simon has an incredibly diverse cast. We not only have gay characters, but we have black gay characters, and even thrown in a few religious minorities as well. When I say there is something for everyone, that is not a metaphor, it is very literal. It's also great to see those characters who are depicted as gay are nothing alike. Despite this one trait they have in common, they are all unique individuals, just as they should be. This film is powerful, emotional, and beautiful, and truly sends a message of being true to who you are, no matter what that means. I could watch this again and again and again, and I just might do that if I ever get money to buy the DVD. The fact it has a brilliantly selected soundtrack is just icing on the cake. Any film that throws in a Whitney Houston song has won my gratitude. Number 4, The Spy Who Dumped Me. From start to finish, I was busting a gut laughing, even having moments where I had to try and settle myself because I was starting to cry from laughing so hard, and the tears were making the screen blurry. I positively loved this movie, which is a complete surprise to me because I hated the trailers and I thought this was gonna suck. I don't think it was meant to be political or meant to be making a statement. I just think it was meant to be an entertaining movie, which it most definitely was. I love that they threw in some full frontal male nudity. It's a nice change of pace to see a male get exposed and no women, because it's always the opposite. Naked women running around everywhere, but no naked men. So thank you for changing it up in a funny way. I love that this was directed and co-written by a woman, mainly because I love that it shows women can direct action movies and they can do it bloody well. If I had more movies like this in my life, I'd be thrilled. It still has my full support for if they decide to do a sequel. Number 3, Aquaman. I teared up more than once during this film. I smiled, I laughed. If I had been in private, I would have been cheering like a mad woman. From start to finish, this movie was overwhelming, mind-blowing eye candy with camera shots and cinematography that were out of this world amazing. I cannot believe just how much work and detail went into creating this vast underwater kingdom. If it were a theme park, I would move in and never leave. The color palette is so stunning and delicious. I wanted to lick the screen but didn't because that wouldn't be appropriate or hygienic. This film uses all my favorite colors, but in this way that is so ethereal and otherworldly. Looking at it, it feels indescribable. I feel as though between Wonder Woman and Aquaman, the DCEU is finally understanding the importance of good editing. For me, the bar was set ridiculously high for this movie, and I am utterly amazed that it didn't just reach it, it flew right over it. I want to see this movie again and again. I want 50 more sequels, and I want to move to Atlantis. Number 2, Crazy Rich Asians. This was 100% Asian and 100% crazy, rich, and fun. This movie has everything. Excellent pace, fantastic story, in-depth characters, culture, contextual background, and purpose. Even the soundtrack was fantastic. It was exciting, romantic, emotional, moving, touching, and humorous. Not bust-a-gut humor, but light humor that gives you the occasional chuckle while leaving a permanent smile on your face. I could watch this again and again. I keep saying that, but it's true. I was delighted to learn it is getting a sequel, and I am still very much looking forward to seeing this movie. And at number 1, Avengers: Infinity War. 18 films had led to this moment, and I was not disappointed. I avoided TV spots, trailers, articles, and interviews so that I could go in clean with no preconceived notion of what this film would be, and it was the best decision I ever made. Infinity War is the most epic film I have ever seen. It continued to shock me. My jaw dropped so many times I think I dislocated it, but by God, it was worth it. I am dying for the next film. If anything, this has just made me want more. I have never seen or experienced anything like this. It was this constant emotional roller coaster ride, and I never saw the twists and turns coming. Despite the rare moment here and there that I did not agree with, they pale in comparison to the off-the-scale enormity of this film. And there we have my top 10 best movies of 2018 done. I'm sure there is a lot on this list people won't agree with, and that's okay. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comment section below. And thank you again to everyone who has stuck it out with me and supported me through 2018. It has been absolutely amazing having you guys help me grow. I can't wait to continue to grow through 2019. If you want to see more detailed reviews of these films, you can find reviews for each of them on my channel, so by all means check them out, and until next time, bye.
You're simply the best.